woke with a rush of excitement, my chest aching in the sweetest way. "Happy anniversary, YN," I whispered to the cool sheets beside me. I, against the pillow where her head should have been. "You're still the best thing that's ever happened to me." The day was a blur of preparations. I dressed in my best suit, the black one she loved, the one she'd once traced her fingers over and called me her perfect gentleman. I set out candles on every surface, their flames trembling like tiny hearts. The dining table bloomed with roses, their fragrance thick and overwhelming. I cooked all her favorite steak, roasted vegetables, that dessert she adored with strawberries and cream. "You look stunning," I told her softly when I turned toward the chair opposite me. "I swear, every year you grow even more beautiful." Dinner was laughter, shared memories spilling from my. I lifted my glass. "To us, forever." Afterward, I dimmed the lights and put on our song. The first notes filled the house, curling around me like silk. I held out my hand. "Dance with me, my love." I swayed, pulling her close, breathing in the faint trace of lavender that clung to the air. My hand slid to the small of her back, my cheek brushing what I swore was the soft ghost of her hair. "You remember?" I whispered, my throat tight. "That night, under the stars, when you told me you'd never let go. I still feel your fingers, YN, wrapped around me. I'll never let go either." We moved slowly, step by step, as if the world itself were holding its breath. For a flicker of moment, I thought I saw it, her silhouette, reflected in the darkened glass of the window, faint and shimmering. The cushion at the couch, edge tipped ever so slightly, as though she'd sat there just to watch me. I smiled, a tear slipping free. "You're here. I knew you'd never leave me." Later, I set up the camera, fixing it on the living room where we danced. "Come closer," I urged her softly, draping my arm across the empty space beside me. "Smile for the picture." The flash went off. I checked the screen. Only me, alone, my image blurred at the edges, like I didn't fully belong. I sighed, shaking my head with a fond chuckle. Typical YN, always moving just as I click. I deleted the photo without hesitation. Why keep proof of something the world could never understand? The memory was enough. She was enough. next afternoon, the knock came and insistent. I opened the door to find Mina, Ryan's sister. Her eyes were red-rimmed, her jaw trembling. "Jimin," she said, voice breaking, I need to talk to you." I stiffened. "Ryan isn't feeling well. You'll upset her barging in like this?" "She's not." Mina bit down on the words, forcing herself forward. She carried a folder, clutched tight against her. Inside, she froze. Her gaze swept across the teacup, the carefully folded blanket, the empty chair I'd just set for Ryan. Her face crumpled. "Jimin, you're alone." My laugh was brittle. "Alone?" "She's right there, Mina, sitting where she always does. Can't you see her? Ryan, tell your sister you're fine." Silence. Heavy. Mina's hand shook as she opened the folder. Photographs slipped free, black suits, mourners, a framed portrait of Ryan smiling, a certificate, the words "at me, date of, cause of." My chest constricted, my hands curled into fists. "What is this?" "It's the truth," Mina whispered, tears streaming. "She's gone, Jimin. I was there. Her. You're yourself clinging to this." "No." My voice cracked with, "She's here, right here. She's telling me not to listen to you, Mina. She knows you just want to take me away from her." "Please," Mina begged. "Look around you. Look at the chair, the cup, the bed. She's not here. You have to let her go." And then the light flickered. The air plunged into icy cold. Books crashed from shelves. The window rattled as though a storm had broken loose inside the house. Mina stumbled back, eyes wide. What is happening?" I stood firm, tears in my eyes, but my smile unshaken. "You see? She's protecting me. She doesn't want you here. You've upset her." "Jimin!" I roared, pointing to the door. "You'll never separate us. Never." The house shuddered, oppressive, as though Ryan herself wrapped me in her arms, shielding me from Mina's words. Mina backed away, clutching the folder like a shield. Her sobs echoed as she. The door slammed. Silence returned, thick and absolute. I turned back into the dim living room, my chest heaving, and whispered, "It's just us now, love. No one can come between us." And in the flickering candle light, I swore I felt her hand slip into mine. The rain outside hammered against the windows, a relentless that seemed to echo the pounding of Mina's heart as she stood in Jimin's living room. "Jimin, please," Mina whispered, her hands trembling as she held out the funeral photos, the documents, the undeniable weight of truth. "She's gone. Wine is gone. You have to let her rest." Jimin's eyes darkened, his jaw tightening. He sat rigidly on the couch, staring past Mina, his hand outstretched toward the empty chair across from him. "Don't you see her, Mina?" His voice cracked with fervor. "She's sitting right there, smiling, watching us fight like children. You're only upsetting her." Mina's voice faltered. "Jimin, there's nothing there." "Nothing?" Jimin's voice rose to a raw end. He grabbed Mina's wrist, her to face the chair. "Look, don't you see the way the cushion tips when she leans forward? Don't you hear her? She's telling me right now, she doesn't want you here." For a fleeting moment, the facade cracked. Jimin reached out, his hand trembling as it above the armrest of the chair. His palms sank through nothing but air. The silence, heavy and down on him. His eyes widened, panic and grief flooding in all at once. "No, no, 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 no!" His knees puckered as he collapsed to the floor, sobs from his chest. "Ryan, don't leave me. You can't be gone." Mina crouched beside him, tears streaking her face. "Jimin, please, face it. Let yourself heal. She would want you to live." But then he froze. A shiver passed over his shoulders. He felt it, the warmth of an embrace, arms slipping around him, a familiar scent brushing his senses. A whisper grazed his ear, soft and steady. "I'm here, Jimin. Don't listen to her. It's just us. Only us." His breathing steadied, the dissolving into calm. He lifted his head, gaze with new conviction. "You hear that, Mina? She doesn't want you meddling." He stood abruptly, towering over his sister-in-law, his eyes alight with devotion. "Leave now." "Jimin," I said, "leave." His voice thundered through the house, and at that moment, the lights flickered, shadows shattering along the walls. The air grew icy. Mina backed away, fear through her grief. She grabbed her bag, stumbling toward the door. "I'll come back, Jimin. I won't stop trying." But Jimin slammed the door behind her, locking it with trembling hands. He leaned against the wood, chest heaving. Slowly, he turned back toward the living room, his eyes softening as he gazed at the empty chair. "There, my love. It's just us now." His into our fragile smile. "No one will ever come between us again." The house exhaled a long, low groan, as though it two was settling into this pact. Time slipped strangely in the house. Days blurred into nights, nights into weeks. Jimin and Ryan lived in their secluded world, sharing meals, laughing, talking until dawn. To him, everything was perfect. He laid out her clothes, though they were never worn. He made her coffee, though only one cup was ever. He watched movies with her, though the other side of the couch always stayed cold. And yet, the house answered back. Lights flickered warmly when he called her name. The blanket would sometimes fall to the floor as though she had just stood. The faintest whisper echoed down the hallway at night. But then, perspective shifted. Ryan, very much alive, sat alone on that same couch. The coffee cup at her side went cold. She stared at the clothes folded neatly on the bed, confusion furrowing her brows. Sometimes she swore she heard whispers or felt the brush of a hand across her arm, but she told herself it was only grief playing tricks. Because Jimin was gone. He had been gone for months. The accident had taken him. She was the widow in this house. And Jimin, he was the ghost. His love, so fierce, so blinding, tethered him to her. Every flicker at light, every whisper in the dark, every faint cold spot, it was him, reaching for her, desperate to hold on. To him, it was her presence he clung to. To her, it was absence, the strange weight of grief she couldn't shake. Mina's visit had been to comfort Ryan, to try and help her heal, but Jimin's ghost had convinced Mina was the enemy trying to him from his beloved. Now, in the final stillness of evening, Ryan sat with a framed photo in her hands. Jimin smile lit the picture, his arm around her shoulders. Tears slid down her cheeks as she whispered into the silence. I miss you so much, my love, every single day. Beside her, unseen Jimin stood. His spectral hand reached out, brushing through her shoulder, his voice soft with devotion, filled with the empty air. I'm right here, Ryan. I'll always be right here. And he smiled, content, in the illusion that she felt him, even as she sat utterly alone, trapped in her grief, while he was trapped in love beyond. A romance eternal, and a horror unbearable. The echo between them would never fade.
수는 없어 I can't let you